And that pose requires a lot of hip opening, flexibility in the front of your hip, so your psoas and the front of the hip flexor. And so to help us get into that pose, you'll probably need some bolster or rolled up blankets. So grab a few blankets so that you can roll them up and make it thick. And you might also need a chair later on, so have them handy and nearby. If you have blocks, again, you're welcome to use blocks. And sitting up on your cushion, having your pubic bone tilting down to the mat, the pelvis tilting forward. Remember, if you would like to play music for your yoga flow, you're welcome to play music in your own leisure. Bring your hands behind your hips and roll your shoulders back away from your ears. Fingertips lightly pressing down into the mat as you lengthen your spine. Grow tall, creating a sense of openness across your chest, the front, the sides, and even the back. And then see if you're holding any tension, maybe on your thighs or your shoulders. See if you can relax unnecessary tension. Soften wherever you need to create a sense of steadiness and ease. And bring your hands to prayer. Just for a moment, notice the warmth of your palm. And perhaps notice your heartbeat. If you have your thumb lightly pressing against your sternum, lifting your sternum up, keeping your collarbones broad, shoulders away from your ears, relax them down. Feeling your sit bones left and right. Taking a few conscious breaths here. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. Notice the sensations of your breath inside your body. Notice the effect of your deep, conscious breathing on the state of your mind. And remember to connect back to this feeling while you're practicing on the mat, in challenging or in the most simple poses. Finding juiciness in all the poses. Discovering these poses and the benefit on your mind. So, with your eyes gently closed, you're welcome to chant Om 3 times, or a mantra of your choice. Perhaps working on acceptance. And practicing with a sense of curiosity, with joy, to explore, realign, and reconnect. And slowly open your eyes. Namaste. Sitting up on your comfortable seat, bring your hands down to the mat. Let's warm up our neck and our shoulders. Inhale, looking over to your right. Exhale, looking over to your left. Keep your chin parallel to the floor for now. Inhale to your right. Exhale to the left. And notice if there's anywhere that feels stuck. Trying to keep your chin as parallel to the floor as you can. And now slowly draw your chin down, round your neck. Inhale over to the other side. Exhale, chin down. Inhale, working over to the other side. Stay here. Keep breathing. Notice again any sensations around your neck or your shoulders. And slowly bring your head to center, lifting your head up. Inhale, reaching your arms up to the ceiling. Lengthen the sides. Feel as if somebody's pulling your little finger up towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, sweep your arms all the way back and down. Inhale, arms forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale, up. Exhale. And let's reverse, turn the palms forward. Inhale, arms back and up. Exhale, down the center. Inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale, up. And exhale. Right hand down to the mat. Inhale, left arm up and over into a side bend. Inhale, come up. Exhale, over to the other side. Lengthen from your armpit to the hip. Inhale, up. Exhale. Root down into your opposite sit bone. Inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, interlacing your fingers at the back and roll your shoulders back and down away from your ears. Keep your elbows bent, draw them in toward your spine. Feel your sacrum at the back. Inhale. Exhale, straighten your arms at the back. Gently lift your arm up and away from the floor. Keeping your spine upright, lengthen through the crown of your head, shoulders away from your ears. Inhale. Exhale, release the clasp, roll your shoulders back and forward. Straighten your legs in front of you, gently bouncing and up and down. Part your legs a little wider and roll the thighs in and out. Internal rotation, external rotation. Remember to keep your spine upright. You're still sitting on the front edge of your phone. Pubic bone is tilting down. You're welcome to use your hands behind you to give you a little bit more support. And just feeling the rotation. Notice the movement, how smooth the movement can be. Notice the range of movement. Remember, the movement comes from the thigh, not from your ankle. And then rolling your ankles. Now I'll draw big circles with your toes. waking them up, and then turning it over to the other side, doing opposite direction. Now, bend your knees. Place them down to the floor, one in front of the other. So I have my right ankle in front of my left ankle. Still sitting up tall. You're welcome to bring the front foot a little bit away from you. And we're going to lift your front shin. So whichever leg is in the front, whichever shin is in the front, try lift that shin up and lower without collapsing your back. Lift, lower. Notice how your inner thighs turn on. Lift, lower, lift. Imagine that there's a string coming up from your ankle, pulling up, lower, lift, lower, up, down. One more set. Up, down. Let's change over to the other side. So taking the opposite shin to the front. And again, you're welcome to bring the shin a little bit away from your body. And sitting up tall. Inhale. Exhale, lift. As if there's a string coming up from your ankle, lifting up and lower. Up, lower, up. So challenge yourself, keep your spine upright, lower, lifting your hand, up, lower, up, lower, up, lower. Two more, up, lower. Last one, up, and lower. And now bring your knees up in front of you and just sway your knees from side to side. Swaying the knees from side to side. Again, notice the movement of your thighs rolling in and out of your hip socket. Now drop your knees all the way to your right side. And keep your buttocks on your support, on your cushion. Gently part your knees. See if you can take the opposite leg. So this will be your left leg out to the back, widening your knee position a little bit more. Notice if it's comfortable, if it's okay for your hip. If not, bring it in a little closer. And we're going to work on just rotating your body against the hip. So moving from side to side, turning your sternum from side to side, while trying to keep your spine upright. Again, the movement comes from your pelvis. You're welcome to bring your hands in front of your knee and just make gentle movements with your hip. Not too much rotation from the spine itself, more in the hip. And now bring your body towards your right side, both hands on the mat. Your sternum is facing that right knee. And slowly lower all the way down to the floor. You're welcome to place your elbow to the floor, or you're welcome to use the blocks under your hands, or your bolster or your rolled up blankets that you have made, and stay there for a few breaths. And maybe moving around here, moving your hips, gliding the hip. So again here we are focusing on the hip movements and not so much in your spine or your upper back. And then let's come back up to center. Lift your knees up. And we'll go over to the other side. So you're welcome to take your block over to the other side if you wish. And lower your knees down to your left. Again, find the most comfortable position for your knee distance. Maybe bring it a little closer, maybe a little bit wider. And notice how each hip is maybe slightly different. Left hip and the right hip may be a little bit more different. Placing your hands in front of your knees or on top of your thighs and just making a gentle gliding movement with your hip. So feeling the hip moving from side to side. Notice again if there are any differences between your left hip and your right hip. You might find one side is tighter than the other. And then let's roll over to your left side. So turning the whole body to your left side. Lower your hand down to the mat. And make sure that your knee is roughly in the same direction as your sternum. And walking your hands in front of you, you can rest your belly on your thigh, your left thigh, the inner thigh. And then rest your hands either on the block or on the floor. Stay here for a few deep breaths. Again, just checking in with the body, noticing if there are any sensations. There shouldn't be any sharp pains while we are practicing yoga. And then you're welcome to again make gentle movements with your hip gliding forward and back. And then come back up and bring your knees up to center. This time, lower your knees all the way to your right side again. We're going to add in some arm movements. So, you're welcome to bring your knees a little bit closer so that your right foot is against your knee. And then bring your left arm out to the back, or out to the side. You're going to swing your arm to the front and lift up to the ceiling. Exhale, arm back down and sweep across to your left. Inhale, arm in front to the side, to your right side, all the way to the right side. Lift up to the ceiling. Exhale, arm back down and sweep across to the other end of the mat. Inhale, sweep and lift. Exhale, arm down and across. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, sweeping your arm up. This time you're going to use your right hand to press down into the floor. Position your hands such that your shoulders feel comfortable. So for me, the fingers are pointing diagonally to the back. And as you sweep your arm up, push down with your other hand, your bottom hand, and lift your hip up, keeping both knees on the floor. Exhale, lower your hip, sweeping across. Inhale, sweeping the arm to the left, right side, your right side. Lift your arm up. Exhale, lower the hand and your hip. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Lower your hand down, bring your knees up to center, and now we're going over to the other side. So lower your knees to your left side. Having your left foot against your right knee. And make sure that your back foot is positioned, your toes are pointing to the back, so it's not flexing out like this. Okay? So keep your toes in the same direction as your knee, as your shin. Sitting up tall, bring your left arm to the back, extending your right arm out to the side. Inhale, sweep the arm across to the other end of the mat and then lift up to the ceiling. Exhale, arm down and sweep across to your right side. Inhale to the end of the mat, lift up to the ceiling. Exhale, arm down and sweeping across. Inhale. Exhale. Gazing at your hand. Allow your spine to spiral and move freely. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Now, placing your left hand down to the mat. Have your finger pointing diagonally to the back. Inhale, sweep your arm across. Lift your hip as you lift your arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, lower the hip, lower the arm and sweep across. Inhale, you lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale. So here again, you don't have to lift so high that you start hurting your back. Just listen to your body and go as high as needed, as comfortable. Inhale, lift. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your knee up to center and just sway your knees from side to side. Now before we get into our vinyasa flow, I want to have your legs crossed again and then pick up the leg that is in the front. Hold it as if you're hugging a baby. So maybe you can get your hand around your ankle and then just gently again moving your leg from side to side, rocking the baby. Maybe you can even hold on to the foot into your elbow and then hug it this way, whichever way works for you. Try and keep your spine upright. In this position, obviously your spine will be in a slightly flexed, slightly rounded back, but you don't want to really sink and your shoulders all crunched up. So keep your shoulders back and release. Let's go over to the other leg. So hold on to your leg, bring the foot up. You can also use your hand. Another way is a nice way, just massage your toes, is to bring your fingers in between your toes and then do this. Or if you want to deepen it a little bit more, you can then hook your elbow against the foot and cradle your baby. Moving from side to side, maybe sing a song. So this position in your leg is very similar to the one-leg pigeon that we will be going into. So this is a nice prep to loosen up the hip get onto our mat. We'll be going into a few flows, a few sun salutations, and practicing our back bends before we work with the pigeon pose. So keep your wrist under your shoulders, spreading your fingers wide, keeping the knees hip-width apart, going into our cat-cow stretch. So inhale, dipping your belly, lifting your sternum, lifting your sit bone up. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, draw the belly in, tucking the tailbone. Push down into the floor and really round and dome up your spine. Inhale, concave back into cow pose. Exhale into cat. Inhale. Even in the cat-cow stretches, bring awareness to your palms, how your palms, the muscles in the palms are active so that you're not dumping the weight into your wrists. Starting to feel the activation in the fingers, trying to make suction cup with your hand. So the center of your palm is slightly lifted. The bases of the fingers are pressing down. And everything else is down except that center piece of your palm. Going into one last one. Exhale, draw the belly in, rounding the back. Inhale into cow pose. And come into your tabletop position. Extend your right leg to the back, straighten the right leg. As you straighten the leg, notice a slight internal rotation of your thigh. So as if you're hugging a block between your thigh, push through the back heel. Inhale. Exhale, lift your back leg off the mat and extend your opposite arm forward. Hold here. Remember that suction cup in your bottom hand, utilizing the arches of your palm to support your wrist, the carpal tunnel. Inhale. Exhale, lower your hand and knee. Let's go over to the other side. Extending your left leg to the back. Straighten the back leg, feeling a slight internal rotation of your back thigh as you straighten the back leg. Press through your heel. And inhale, hugging the inner thighs, drawing the belly in as you exhale. Inhale. Exhale, lift your back leg off the mat and extend your opposite arm forward. Push down with the bottom hand, making a suction cup with your hand. Learning to activate the arches of your palm. Inhale. Exhale, lower your hand and knee. Open your knees wider than your hips, sides of the big toes touch. Sit down to your heel. Walk your hands in front of you and rest your neck, your shoulders, your wrists. You're welcome to roll your wrists here. And extend your arms forward, preparing for downward facing dog. Keeping your wrist shoulder width or wider. And inhale, lifting the hip, tap the toes. Exhale, knees off and push back into down dog. You're welcome to keep your knees bent here. And lifting your sit bone up towards the ceiling. Bring your belly toward your thighs as you push the mat away from you. Bring your attention to the thumb side of your hand.
So the base of your thumb, along your index finger. Continue to hold the suction cup of your palm. Straighten your legs here. And you're welcome to paddle your feet if you wish. And stay. 3 deep breaths in your down dog. Finding length across the back of your legs, across your spine. And then see how it feels to turn your heel out slightly. Notice the different stretches that you're getting across your calf as you turn the heel out slightly. Pressing into the big toe side. Inhale, shifting your weight forward and step your feet forward. Come into your half lift. Legs are hip width apart, and you're welcome to rest your hand on your blocks or in front of your knees. Come into a half lift. Straight back, straight legs. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward, relaxing the back muscles and your neck. Roll your neck from side to side, nodding, shaking. And inhale, bend your knees, sweep your arms back, reach your arms up to the ceiling. You can keep your gaze forward for now, lengthen the sides as you reach through your little finger. Inhale, exhale, sweep your arms back and fold forward. Inhale into half lift. Exhale, bend your knee, hands on the mat, step back into plank. Inhale. Exhale, knees down, control landing, hip and chest down at the same time. Inhale, sternum lift, baby cobra. Roll the shoulders back, hug your elbows in, lifting the bottom ribs forward and up. Exhale, tuck your toes, draw the belly in, and lift your hip, knees off, downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, descending the heel, finding length in your spine. Notice your hamstrings and your calves. And inhale, shifting your weight forward, stepping your feet forward, come into half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend your knees, sweep your arms back, reach up to the ceiling. This time you're welcome to go into a slight back bend if you wish. Exhale, arms back, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend your knee, hands on the mat, taking your left leg back and right leg back. So try stepping back with a different leg each time. Inhale, straighten the leg, press through your heel, push down into the mat. Exhale, knees down, control landing. Trying to keep your elbows hugging in as you lower. Inhale, lift, sternum up. Exhale, tapping the toes. Draw the belly in. Use your abdominals to lift your hip. And then knees off. Downward facing dog. Stay in a down dog for 3 deep breaths. Now I want you to try stepping your legs a little bit further apart, maybe as wide as your mat, having the outside of your feet parallel to each other. So you might find a slight internal rotation here, even more so when your legs are hip width. And allow the heels to gently descend. The thighs rolling in as you lift your sit bone up. And then bring bring your legs to center, to hip width in your down dog. Inhale, rippling the spine forward into plank. And lower your knees. Lower the whole body. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, tucking the toes. Draw the belly in, downward facing dog. Inhale, stepping your feet forward. Half lift, concave back. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend your knees, sweep your arms back, reach up to the ceiling. Lifting your gaze here. Exhale, twisting your body towards your right and lower your arms down in line with your shoulders. Inhale, arms up, twisting over to the other side. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, up to center. Exhale, twist. One more. Inhale, up. Exhale to the right. Inhale, up. Exhale to the left. Inhale, up. Exhale, sweep your arms back, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend your knee, hands on the mat, stepping your right leg back. Keep your legs hip width apart. Back leg is straight, press through that back heel. And inhale, lift your right arm up, cartwheel up to warrior two, lowering the back heel as you come up to warrior two. Stay here in your warrior two, strong warrior two. The warrior poses are really great for opening, especially the warrior two pose. Opening your hip, descending your hip a little bit more. See if you can sink down a little bit more. Widen your gaze if you need to. Widen your stance if you need to. And keep your front knee on top of your ankle. And inhale. Create a little bit more length in your spine, lifting out of your hip. Exhale, lower your back arm and lift your front arm over into a side bend. Reverse warrior. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, bend your elbow, rest it on your knee and take your back arm overhead into side angle pose. See if you can descend your hip a little bit more, but keeping your front knee on top of your ankle. Reach and lengthen through your fingers all the way to the side, outside of your back heel. Inhale. Exhale, sweep your hands down to the mat. Lift your back heel up, pivot the leg. So feel the internal rotation of that back thigh as you lift the heel. Step back into plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower the knees, control landing. Inhale, baby cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here in your down dog for 3 deep breaths. Again, you're welcome to widen your stance if you need to. Drawing the belly in as you exhale. Deep, controlled, conscious breathing. Last breath. And inhale, lift your heel, ripple your spine forward into plank, and step your feet forward. Come into your half lift, legs hip width apart, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep your arms back. Reach the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, arms back, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend your knee, hands on the mat, stepping your left leg back. Keep your leg hip width apart, as wide as you can, and straighten that back leg. Hugging the hips into the center. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift your left arm up. Cartwheel up. And as you lift up, rotate your back thigh out, lower the back heel, and come into warrior two. Descending the hips a little bit more, keeping your front knee on top of your ankle, in line with the center of your toe, your arms in line with your shoulders. Lifting the inner arches of the feet up. Descend a little bit more. Lengthen out through the pelvis from the crown to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, lower your back arm and bring your front arm overhead into a reverse warrior. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, bend your front elbow, rest it on the knee, and bring the back arm overhead into side angle pose. Palm is facing down, reach over, lengthen the side, and avoid collapsing the bottom part of your body. So instead of rounding the back, try and create length from your armpit to the hip. And inhale. Exhale, lower your front hand down to the mat. Rotate your back thigh inwards, and as you do that, lift your heel, bring the thigh in. Hands down into the mat, stepping back into plank. Inhale, exhale, lower the knees, control landing. Inhale, baby cobra. And exhale, tucking the toes, downward facing dog. Stay in your down dog. 3 deep breaths. Finding length across your spine. Descending the heel. Notice if you would like to take your heel out slightly and feeling a different stretch across your calf. So in yoga poses, try and find your sweet spot. Enjoy the poses using different ways and explore. Inhale. Exhale, walk your hands to your feet. Bend your knees. So here we're going into Malasana. Take your feet out slightly if you wish, maybe as wide as the mat. And make sure your toes are turned out in the same direction as your kneecap. Lower your hips and sitting into your squat. Bring your elbow on the inside of the knee, hands to prayer. Lifting your sternum up towards your thumb. Press your elbow against your knee, knee against your elbow. See if you can grow a little bit taller with each inhalation. And as you exhale, draw the belly in, lifting the pelvic floor up. 2 more deep breaths. And inhale. Exhale, lower your hands down. Walk your hand back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, knees down, control landing. Inhale, baby cobra. Stay in your baby cobra. Roll the shoulders back, hug your elbows in.
Drawing the bottom ribs forward and up. Notice your sacrum area. If you would like to take your feet a little wider, you're welcome to do that, but don't have that pinchy feeling across your sacrum. Inhale, create space, and exhale, now lower your body. Preparing for our bow pose. So lifting your legs, bending the knees. Hold on to the feet at the back. If this is not accessible for you, use a strap or a towel across your ankle, and then you can hold on to the towel or the strap. Now keeping your hands around your ankle. When we exhale, you're going to lift up to the ceiling. So the general direction is up, lifting the chest and your thigh. Inhale, exhale, lift. Pushing the foot up to the ceiling. Inhale, release. Exhale, lift. Inhale, release. Exhale, push the foot up and away from the head. And inhale, release. Last one. Exhale, lift. Hold here for 3 deep breaths. And release. Lower your hands down to your forehead. Resting your legs, you're welcome to rock your hips from side to side. And stay to the center. Inhale. Exhale fully, softening your buttocks, softening the whole body. Inhale, breathing into the sides of your belly, the back of your spine. Exhale, release. You're welcome to side out. Inhale. Again, exhale. Bring your hands next to your chest. Lift yourself up into child's pose. Soften your shoulders, widen your arms. Before we move into our one-legged pigeon pose, because it's a beginner's version, I would like to introduce it with the use of the props. So making it as more of a restorative version of the one-legged pigeon. So what you'll need is to have your bolster across your mat, and then if you want to use blocks in front of you or a chair in front of you, have that ready. So here you have your bolster or your rolled up blankets across your mat. So again, I said try and make as thick as you can with the rolled up blankets. So the more blankets you roll up, the thicker and denser it is to support you. Alright, so we'll start by sitting up on your bolster on the side, and I will be taking because of my current position, it'll be my left leg that's going to the front. So whichever leg is in the front of the mat, take that down to the mat and stay here and see how you feel. So at the moment, the bulk of your weight is on my left hip, on the front hip, and bring your hands down to the floor. Make sure your knee, especially the front knee, is comfortable. Your front foot is slightly active as you press the little toe down into the floor to support your knee. Then, as you progress, maybe try taking the back leg out
towards the back a little bit more here. Stay here and see how you feel. You're welcome to make these gentle gliding movements with your hip here. And then maybe straightening that back leg a little bit more. So, with the back leg straight, you'll notice that your back thigh is rolling inwards. It's going in to bring your pelvis to face forward. Keeping your hands down on the mat or on blocks if you want a little bit more height. And just staying here for a few deep breaths. Pressing your front little toe down into the mat. You should be able to feel now that your left side and your right side is more or less level. Okay, so my left buttock is on the floor, as well as my front hip flexor on the right hip. Try and keep your pelvis level here. Inhale, creating a little bit more space. And as you exhale, you're welcome to fold forward for a little bit more stretch. Option to bring your elbow to the block and rest. So without using the chair, you're welcome to rest your head on the block as well. So stacking it up and maybe resting your forehead on the block. Or if you want to use the chair, you're welcome to bring the chair a little closer and then have your hands on top of each other, supporting your forehead. So do whichever version feels more comfortable for you. The focus here is on the stretch of your left, on the glute that's with the front leg in the front. So noticing the stretch across the glute area, the buttock, and gently bring that my left hip, my left glute towards the back, and my right hip is going down to the floor. Staying here for 3 more deep breaths. Again, there should be no sharp pains across your knee. And as you progress, you're welcome to also bring the front shin a little bit more forward, away from the hip. So this will require a lot more mobility in your knee joint. If this is not a comfortable place, please do bring your shin in a little bit more. Alright, so inhale, come back up, and then slowly bring the back leg up to the front. And then just take a moment to swing the knees from side to side. And now going over to the other side. So I'll be sitting in this direction and then taking my front knee forward. So this will be my right knee, my right leg is forward, and bring that left leg behind the bolster. See if it's okay for you to stay here. You're welcome to, again, do some gliding movements with the hip. And maybe stay here, and you don't have to go into the full pigeon, one-legged pigeon pose. And just stay here is also good enough. Just introducing some mobility in the hip area. And then maybe bringing your hands down and straightening the back leg. So again, as you straighten the back leg, notice the internal rotation in the back thigh. Pressing the little toe gently, the front little toe down into the floor, giving your knee a little bit more
muscular support. And allow my right hip to draw back slowly. And find a comfortable space here. Inhale, hold here for a few deep breaths. Exhale, gently draw the belly in. Finding the level of your pelvis, the left side and the right side. So adjusting the height of the bolster as you need. For some people they need a little bit higher to create space. And inhale. Exhale, go into the forward fold position. So again, you're welcome to place blocks underneath your head and having your elbow down on the floor. Or you're welcome to bring your hands on top of the seat, on the chair, and rest. Just enjoy the stretches across the front glute, the buttock. Maybe you can even feel a stretch across your inner thigh, the groin area. Keeping the front little toe pressing down into the mat. Just activating some of the muscles to support your knee. Again, there should be no sharp pains when you're practicing yoga. And breathe into your belly, around your belly. As you exhale, allow the body to soften a little bit more. Taking 2 more deep breaths. And slowly come back up. You'll note that with the front knee, my front knee is slightly out of my body. Okay, so it's not in the center. Just make a note of that. Pushing the chair away from you. Slowly come back up. Bring your knee back to the center. And then sitting up on the bolster, let's just swing our knees from side to side. And we're ready for Shavasana. So you're welcome to keep your legs on the chair for Shavasana if you wish. Or we haven't done this for a while, and it's a great way to open up your chest, especially if you sit in front of the TV or in front of the computer screen for long hours. So have your bolster lengthways, long ways, and then have your foam on top of the pillow. If you have the chair, you're welcome to bring the chair a little closer and then have the back of your legs on the chair. In this pose, you have the option of sitting up on the bolster if you have lower back sensitivity. So it might be a good idea to sit up on the bolster so that your sacrum is actually on the bolster. And have your legs supporting the seat, supported by the chair, and recline down on top of the bolster or your rolled up blankets, and rest your arms out. Have your pillow supporting your neck, and stay here for a few deep breaths. Allow the chest gently open, shoulders dropping to the mat. So if you don't have any lower back issues, you're welcome to have your sit bone on the mat, on the floor, and the bolster supporting your lower back. So finding your most comfortable position. If you don't have the chair in front of you, you're always welcome to straighten your legs in front of you. Staying here for a few deep breaths. Scanning through the body. Allow the chest to open, softening the top of your shoulders, soften your neck. Let the elbows drop. The arms heavy, the legs heavy. Scanning through the body. If there are any tension or discomfort, make adjustments. And now inhale to the count of 4. Exhale to the count of 6. Gradually to the count of 8. Softening the facial muscles, softening the eyebrows and your forehead. Notice the sensations of your breath in your nostril, in the body, and its effect on the state of your mind. You're welcome to stay in Shavasana for as long as you wish. If you're ready to come out, bring some movement to your fingers and toes, rolling your ankles and your wrists. And reaching the arms over your head. Take a nice long stretch across the body. And slowly bend your knees. If you are on your rolled up blankets, come onto the floor and roll over to your side of choice. Be very slow and mindful. And then lifting yourself up, pushing down into the floor with your hands. You can sit up on your bolster, or sit up on your cushion. Bring your hands to prayer. You're welcome to chant Om 3 times to end, or a mantra of your choice. And remembering the acceptance or the intention of acceptance that we have set in the beginning. accepting whatever circumstances that's in our way, how the world has evolved, the society and how the work situations have evolved, accepting our body, accepting the challenges that we face with grace, with joy, with gratitude, and taking a gentle bow, thanking the heaven, the earth, our leaders, our parents, teachers, essential workers, our family and friends, thanking ourselves, our body, and that we still have a healthy body to practice yoga. And slowly open your eyes. Namaste.